welcome back to Ace Attorney, the great Ace Attorney, in fact. So, where were we? Which is the autosave? That's the autosave, yeah, the one that says auto at the top. Just want to make sure we've got the oldest version. Yeah, that's the oldest file. Okay, cool. So, we need to get back to figuring out, let's bring up the court record, this whole poison deal with this lady, Giselle Brett. So she's, for people that missed it, this is Giselle Brett. She's been accused of killing John H. Wilson, oh well, we've been accused rather of killing John H. Wilson. She's a witness, but we think she's the one that done it. She was having coffee with him. We think she's poisoned him, and he died from a poison that doesn't exist in Japan. So this guy, the detective, never investigated for it. He was posing as a waiter. He also lied about Giselle Brett being there, as did the two other witnesses, because they were told to by somebody very high up. There's a whole thing with like a treaty with the British government and everything between them and Japan in the Victorian era. This is the Meiji era, when they were beginning to accept Western help. You know, and like bringing over experts and so on to help them build up their infrastructure. This is the Ouchie. I love that. That still makes me giggle. The fact that his name's Ouchie instead of Payne. He's the prosecutor in the case. This is still the tutorial. We've taken apart the story about this lady not being there. We've finally gotten them to admit she was, and then we've figured out that she was studying poison as per her research notes. And the poison entered the guy's system when he drank it out of a bottle of water, and he just had a dental operation, which meant he had a wound in his mouth, and there's where the poison got in, and she knew all about that. But we're accused of shooting the guy. Where's the photo? There it is. We're accused of shooting the guy in the chest. So, yeah, we need to now... I can't actually remember exactly what we were up to. Let's just go back over the history. Yes, that's right. We've now figured out about the plate had a blood stain on it, because we're back to, she broke the bottle, which was silly. It's like she just smashed it in court and said, oh, I guess you can't really test the water for poison now. And we're like, yeah, that's going to get you off a murder charge. But I guess it worked. They're all like, oh no, I guess that means this guy did shoot him after all. But the bullet didn't go through him. It went into his chest, and the body is turned around away from the table, and the plate was at his side. And we know that he'd been posed eating because he has a burn on his wrist from the plate, because it was like a hot griddle plate, and he wouldn't have felt it due to the poison that paralyzed his system. So basically, there's blood on the plate, and this detective, he took evidence from the scene because he's thorough like that. So he's come back now with the plate, with the blood on it, that we remember seeing. And if that's the case, we're back in with a chance. He's still left the steak on it, look. Here is what you ordered, the steak. Well, what about the blood? Where's the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't. Quickly, Inspector, the blood man, show the court. Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. Dun 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 dun. What? No blood? No blood anywhere? But no, that's impossible. I know I saw it, I'm sure of it. Because that means he was shot while facing the table, and the only person that could have done that was the woman, because we were stood at the other side, but we think he's been posed. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. Hee hee hee. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. Ah! Oh god, the swans escaped again. 'Tis sus indeed. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Wow. I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire... Oh yeah, the hat is alive. It's probably a real swan, just sitting on her head, because that's how posh British people are. They walk around with swans on their head all day, apparently. I believe we may have finally reached a conclusion in the trial. Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch, but I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Ha! This sorry-looking state reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Ooh. So this is what Miss Brett ordered. This was her steak. It was the plate I saw, or I thought I saw, as just a figment of my imagination. This is it now. I've lost. Ryu? Yeah, I'm gonna look at this. Hang on. So... oh, no. Controls have changed from the last one. That's the same plate. Well, we'll have an examine of it in a moment. Let's just see what he's got to say. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself. Don't stop believing. Keep looking forward no matter what. I can't sing any more of that song. Don't ask for it, because I'll get DMCA'd. I have perfect pitch. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objections? That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? I don't know, can it? I am going to examine it now. Let's have a look. Objection! Yeah. Oh, it's the coin! Oh my god! The coin! The old man's coin! Monument! What's up, dude? That cannot smell good. Yeah, it's like 3-day-old now. It's disgusting. Nani? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. And the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it? I mean, what is it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. And this isn't the first time today there's been talk of a Hoei Koban. I've heard pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion, in bullion. I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means... I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hoei era, too. That would make it quite really valuable. It's well marinated in the juices as well, look. What are you thinking of, eating it? No, but the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure, my heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize. But damn. The steak is burnt. It is a little overcooked, yeah. I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, Ryonosaki. The Koban coin underneath the steak, there's only one logical explanation. Yes, it was hidden there. This emblem on the side of the plate, is it a cat? It's a cow, obviously. Oh. Most likely because the restaurant's signature dish is a beef steak. Seems a lot different if restaurants have their own unique tableware. Hey, Erikai! Still on with the first case? Yep, we just got started after the last stream. It's a tip for the waiting staff. It is. That's a heck of a tip, though. Like, holy cow, the service here must be excellent. They're tipping them in ancient, like, Hoei-era coins. So this is the symbol of the Carnival, is it? The Carnival. There's nothing on... Oh, the stake fell on the floor. Damn, that is well glued down. Yeah, there's nothing else, is there? So how would we have seen blood and it not be there now? There should be like a darkened blood stain. He's like, hey, thanks for not spitting in my food. Here, have a gold coin. Have a Koban, yes. Can you pull it from the wood? No, it's not that interactive, sadly. So, we have a coin. I mean, yeah. Cool. So, yeah, the coin that the old guy had, the, where is he? The antiques guy. Korekuta. He was there with the Hoera gold Koban coin at the time of the incident, but he was on the floor looking for it because it vanished. And the problem is, he didn't see the shooting because of that, and he never found the coin, which means it was there on the plate when the steak was served to Wilson. It wasn't there afterwards. It wasn't like this guy scooped it up, or even her. So somebody stole it and put it under the steak. And they would, I mean, they wouldn't do that as well if... if they knew they weren't going to finish eating. I mean, she knew she wouldn't, because she knew this guy was going to die. It's fused with the wood via the meat juices. Yes. Sick theory. Okay. We need to poke this some more and see what shakes loose. There is another clue. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. That beef be rich, yo. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth. The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in the trial. I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense. You will now clearly show the court what you are alluding. Where precisely on the plate of beefsteak is the new clue to be found? Oh boy. I mean, it's obviously under the steak, but now it's been turned over again. I can't save it. But I don't know if the coin is what we're talking about right now. So we can highlight the steak. This tripped you up the first time? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if I have to click on the plate, because the plate is where the clue is, not the steak. Where precisely? Like, so there's nothing on the underneath. I mean, we've got only 2 things we can click on anyway, and 3 chances. It's kind of stupid, but you need to lift the steak, not present the steak. Oh, really? Oh, if I press space, it lifts the steak, because pressing R presents. That's very counterintuitive. Huh. What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin, the one we saw earlier. Hallmark from the Hooray era. No. I mean, what is it? I mean, blah, blah, blah. We've already done this, guys. Come on, you're repeating yourselves. You're repeating yourselves. You're repeating yourselves. Sorry. Blah, 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 blah. We know. We've talked about this before. Well, there it is. And now we present. Got it! Good gracious, that's... a Koban. What on earth? Freaking masters grow. A Hoei era one at that. Miss Brett. This is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? Oh, shut up! What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I want no part of it. The swan! Watch out for the swan! Fucking posh geese! I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been the careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction. Oh shit, I've dropped one of my many Kobans onto a plate again. Oh no. Objection! I should stop keeping them in my top pocket. Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath a piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip my ticket to Great Britain up right now. He's right, it can't be a coincidence. Why are the ribbons moving? You can't see it from this camera angle, right? Because they're very clever. This is cinema magic. But there's like a little portable desk fan just sitting in front of him on the desk, and it's just blowing wind in his face. It's called protagonist wind. That's basically what it is. Is there wind? Either that or the window directly behind him and the one directly opposite him have been left open, and he's the only one in his own little private wind tunnel. Your Excellency. Yes, Consul? A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be relevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer's job right now. Dude, if this is irrelevant to the case, you go into jail, boy. Probably gonna get executed. You may as well take Kazuma's sword and seppuku right here. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway. Oh, shut up! Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Damn. That's no way for a gentle lady to talk. Even though I'm the one on trial here, so if I'm irrelevant, I can go home. Sweet. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under the steak. The owner? Yes, it's obvious there is only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is... Kirio Korakuta. Take that! Take that! How about you, sir? Obviously, it can only be the antique dealer and the owner of the Rasute Kuratuta-san, him. Kiri, as in Mr. Cucumber something. Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Yeah, I'm struggling with these today. Oh yes, the old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened, at exactly the moment the gun was fired. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for the treasure. Indeed, the Hoei era Koban, my prized coin. Interesting. Then this Hoei era Koban, do you mean to tell me? No, please. Why would Korakuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense. Exactly. That's why we need to discuss it. Which is why I'm asking to bring Korakuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Officer, Bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in the... No, we don't need the fucking Sergeant Major or whoever the fuck he was. And his baby, his weird baby. We don't need him. We don't need to bring Master Blaster back in. We just need the old dude. Without a moment's delay. And get a cage for that swan. It's making me nervous. I can't believe we've come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of the Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. Oh god, they're all here now. Oh no. Fucking child. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for a little baby Ido? For little Baby Ido. When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves. So we can actually, we can have him and the swan fight then, is what you're saying, and bet money on it. Cool. Exploited by the police, we were, like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice worthless, a worthless withered antique. Nothing more I have to say. Why does he speak like Yoda? The sun has set on this Resutai shop owner's existence. Be that as it may, Korokuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Resutai memory serves... Oh god, whoa! Oh no! It stabbed him in the foot! Ah! My foot! Yes, that's it! The one, the very one, the exact one, that's it. The resplendent, splendiferous Hoei treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace on that faithful day. It can't be. As I thought. Young man! Enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where? Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Underneath a slab of grilled cow, dude. Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat juices. Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly it couldn't have fallen in there by accident, which means somebody must have hid it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my Hoei treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing? Excuse me, could I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier in the trial, but I was working undercover at the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah yes, that's right, their secret undercover operation. Le Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant that attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. But that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job of a waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So, unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid the Korokuta-san's Koban is all too clear. What? What? Is it? I think the court would like to hear the defense's views on the matter. Okay, so... 3 potential suspects. 1 is the doctor. Kind of unlikely, but you never know. But he did eat there regularly. 2 is Miss Brett. She ate there regularly with the doctor. 3 is the waiter, Hosonaga, the detective, but he wouldn't be sent in to deal with his own crimes, but he's the one who brought the steak. It made its way... So the steak made its way from the kitchen to the table. By that point, we can assume the coin was lost, because the guy was on the floor looking for it, and then bang, the gunshot went off. I don't think Miss Brett had time to get up and grab the coin and put it underneath her own steak to steal it later. I mean, hell, she even had a bag that was like a mesh bag that you could see what was inside it, so even though she took the glass to remove the evidence of herself, you could see it in her bag, so you would have seen anything she stole in her bag. Although I still maintain she can stuff a bunch of shit anywhere in that dress. Especially in the caboose. It's pretty big. Unless that's actually her actual, you know, back part. Yeah, the girl be thick. So, potentially somebody we haven't yet encountered. A chef, perhaps. But why would he put it on a customer's plate and take it out there? That's the thing. He would have just stolen it, right? Not put it on a plate and take it out there to be found by the diner while they're eating. So it's put there by the diner, which means Giselle Brett may very well be the suspect in that. She could have been the one that did it. Yes, Matt. What, yes, that's actually her full, you know, rear end under the dress? Damn. She's an Instagram model. Right. Who's the despicable scoundrel that stole Kurakuta-san's koban and hid it under the steak? Damn it, I can't save it now. Oh, I can. I press G for options. Yeah. How do I... I don't know what buttons do what. Use the moose. Who stole it? And so he didn't order the steak because he couldn't eat. And we've confirmed as well from Hosonaga that Giselle Brett was the one who ordered the steak. The coin was already missing before the gunshot happened, which means it was put there before the gunshot happened. Hosonaga would have already removed it if he was the one who did this, so we can rule him out, because otherwise he would have taken it when he took the evidence and I'll just pocket the coin, ha ha ha, you know. It wasn't Wilson's steak, so why would he hide it under his dining partner's plate? Besides, he was too busy being poisoned at the time. That means that the only person we can point at is Giselle Brett. It's not going to let us say an unknown party, so it's got to be her, right? Or it could be this guy. But why would he put it on someone else's... When would he have even had time to put it on someone else's plate to hide it? Why didn't he just put it in his pocket? I mean, if he was taking advantage of the commotion of a murder after the fact, I could understand that. You know, like hiding it and then hoping to come back for it later. But it was missing from before the incident. Well, that leaves Giselle Brett as the only person, or Wilson. Like I say, he was busy getting poisoned at the time. Gotta think ahead. Yeah, it's like, to what purpose was all this? What if it was put there to frame Wilson? Because he was also posed with the steak as though he was eating it. And then shot. So he was intended to be found, and so was the coin. She was digging on earlier on about how incompetent and unthorough Japanese police are, that they don't fully investigate things. She was hoping that he'd be found. You know, I mean, he was posed with the stake, and the only person who could have done that is her. No one else did that, because we saw the burn mark on his wrist from after he'd been paralyzed and he'd been put there like as if he was eating. His wrist was leaning up against a hot plate, getting burned. And of course he didn't scream because we know he was paralyzed from the poison and suffocating and dying. So she must have done that to pose him as the diner, putting the coin underneath, poses him as a thief as well. That's a protect. So you've got to think, like, why? Why was this done? Why not just put a thing in your pocket if you're going to steal it? Why leave it underneath a stake that's then going to be collected as evidence? She must have done it, therefore, in order to do that. That's my theory. Let's fire it off and see what happens.
Take that!
Well, seems likely a candidate for the Koban thief. No, come on, Ryunozaki. You shocked me, Kazuma. Not as much as you shocked me. No one could have approached the table and noticed, even if you're a crazy fool. You couldn't have missed that. Not sure you should be calling Korakuta-san a crazy fool, Kazuma. It's you I was calling a crazy fool. Ah. Maybe I'm on the... Wait. Did I just select Korakuta? I thought I selected Giselle Brett. Did I have the wrong person highlighted? Who did I have highlighted when I did that, guys? I thought I had Giselle Brett highlighted. Why is he talking about Korakuta? I think I just screwed that up. Yeah, we save scum on this. There we go. My keys are a little bit unresponsive sometimes. Let's try this again.
Take that!
No? Okay. So I did have a... No one could have approached the table and noticed. Again, we're not talking about Korakuta. Why is it talking about him? I'm not... Game? They told you this was the work of a thief. Yeah. Yep. With you on that. The coin belongs to the old dude. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Yeah. I know that as well. Who could have stolen the coin off of the old dude? I mean, I guess the only other person would have been this guy, because he was at the table with him at the time. I was more thinking that she somehow slipped the coin away if she was walking past or something. Like he left it on the table and she just grabbed it as she went past without being seen in a moment of distraction. So, this guy could have done it, I guess. Just why is it then under the steak? That's what I don't get. So, anyway, let's try.
Take that!
Okay, I guess it was him. Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant, yes and no, sir. Even the baby's shocked. What? How? How dare you? You monster! Monster? I stole that Koban, did I? I'm the master thief of the Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Ido. He's the mastermind. What? What? You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby. It's you who's the monster, Sergeant No, sir. Oh, damn. That's gonna hurt. Oh, God, that's gonna hurt. Oh, shit. Oh, what the fucking hell is going on now? Oh, I think the baby just broke his neck. I just heard the crack. Yeah, the baby's a murderer. Imperial Army Sergeant, yes and no, sir. Preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages that the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place, and I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man and his Koban. Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. Hmm? A veritable phantom thief you are. Almost a phantom menace. I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Did we just get the wrong plate delivered to us? We did. He took the wrong freaking plate. Or maybe he left the plate. No, that wouldn't make any sense. Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted the search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. Ido too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could on the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett. Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency. Indeed. The thief of the Koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense? Is it? Oh, well, oof. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Yeah, but sometimes you just can't help yourself. Very well, now that all the questions concerning the witness testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave. Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. And good day. Ryu, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just... something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. Feels like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. In that case, don't just stand there thinking, make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later, but you don't call out now. It'll be too late, the trial will be over.
Hold it!
Wait, Miss Brett. What is it now? I'm afraid just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. But what are you talking about? What contradiction? Yeah, what? Hang on. Good luck, everyone, and good day. That's literally it.
Attention!
What new student nonsense is this? Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryu? Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. Okay. As for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense, it's pure madness. She said there exposed an undeniable contradiction. I'm going to need to see evidence, Consul. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it? I don't even know what the fuck he's getting at now. I've got to guess. This happened in the previous Ace Attorney games where he gets an idea, but doesn't give me enough information to clue me in on what that fucking Hail Mary is. Man, you've got to make leaps of logic with the character. Alright. Nope, not that. I mean, I've got to admit, it does kind of look like it was bitten into, not cut with a knife. Look, I mean, who cuts a steak in round bits like that? Gotten, yeah. That's it. I did wonder about that, but I just thought maybe that's just the art style of the game. But now that they've said it, it's like, Nanny? Yeah. So this isn't even the steak that she would have eaten, because she did use the knife and fork because they're not clean. They've got meat juices on them in the pictures. So where did her? She must have eaten her steak entirely, and it must have already been gone, and then she must have grabbed this and staged it afterwards without realizing the coin was there. Or that, you know, because the plate might have already been taken. So the question is, do I use this? Let's just see what happens if we throw this in there. The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on. More accurately, Your Excellency, the steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs. Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? It's a meat-free steak. It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. Oh. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Noticed what exactly, Consul? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself. Then take a look at the steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. It's chomping. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. Ah, oh. Gah! It looks like Miss Brett has realised something. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks on the steak at all. But what's your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously... Oh, shut up! The hanky's come out now. She's all flustered. Oh, whatever you say, dear lady. As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course, of course. This will be over in a blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave everything. Oh shit. She's gonna sick the swan on you, ouchie. Back down, boy. I've heard enough. Your irritating little spectacle samurai relic. Of course. Dear lady. What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Ooh. Clearly the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks on the steak have for her. Ryu, do you know where you're going with this? Yes. Now at last it's all coming together. This isn't even your steak, is it? The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. Although we don't see the actual steak with the bite marks in it. We see a plate with... Well, actually, we don't even see the plate with the blood because there's no blood stain on the plate in the picture, but that's because it's black and white and it might not have picked it up. But either way, that plate was switched. Most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. I accept these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Consul. But what exactly are you suggesting that it tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe the barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson. Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You would know the meaning of the phrase, typical Japanese empty threats. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been? What? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean the evidence does not exist. This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward. There can't be. I just don't believe you have it. I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request. The defense of the trial. Who possesses conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about the whole affair? Man. I mean, we know he basically takes everything from the crime scene, right? So it could be him. I mean, Giselle Brett could, but she wouldn't be willing to produce it. She'll just say no, so that would be a non-starter. I don't think that's where this is going. And I don't think this guy swapped the plates and took the other one with him. Unless he did, and he took the wrong plate. Because she swapped them. I don't know why she would, though. Because clearly the stake we've been shown is this guy's. And we know he put the coin under the stake. But then that stake ended up on the table after the shooting with Wilson. Probably by her to stage the whole thing. To make it look like he was eating alone. And she didn't know the coin was there. And she had to do that because her stake plate had already gone. But maybe it had already gone because he'd already picked it up. I'm not going to save it. I'm just going to go with this. The answer is obvious, Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it? Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's right. Oh, no. I'm not saying that at all. Everyone's attention has been focused on the stake with the teeth marks. Yes. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitting to stealing Korikuta-san's coin, he told us he slipped it under the stake. You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer. I thought you stood down. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the stake that you put the coin under, in fact, your own stake? Attention! Affirmative, yes, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Army, but I'm still... No, I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the stake that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal. But that makes no sense. The plate that was taken from the victim's table. Yes, the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Yeah, because they never stole anything in history, did they? Oh. Ooh, boy. Well then, how do you explain the paradox? Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two stakes over. You did switch the plates? Well, after it happened, when I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hid the coin underneath it, but then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting the marching orders. Well, that's making sense now, yeah. So there was meat on both tables. He just swapped them over. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. Get down there. With my military precision and training, I switched my stake with the one on the foreign lady's table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. I would have called it Operation Cattle Run myself, but you know. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done. Unbelievable! However, fear not, Prosecutor-san. What now? I swear on the brass buttons on my uniform. That's all I did, sir. All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant. So, if Sergeant knows to switch the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. Earlier in the trial, you told the court this. You said you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That's to preserve evidence that you had taken both. Ah! Oh no. Oh, her girdle's too tight. She's strangling her. That's correct. Either that or the swan just took a piss. Ugh. Ugh. Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot. Oh, shut up. What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat. I can't have the slightest bearing on the case. No, you're wriggling your... No, you're not wriggling your way out of this time, lady. I beg your pardon. No, we are not amused. Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you? No. You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see the plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing. Thinks he remembers seeing. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound in the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. Now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate that you were eating from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. And try not to get your blood on it as well while we're at it. Yes, sir. Sorry for keeping you. And there it is, the blood. Here is the other steak in its plate. Please feel free to examine it. The blood stain, it's clearly visible, look. Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim. It can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could have possibly shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right, Miss Giselle Brett. It's you. Oh god, here comes the meltdown. Oh no, the swan died. Oh no, the swan died. Outdone by a Japanese schoolboy. No, no, no. Oh god, no, fuck. It's gonna kill us all. Ah. Oh god, did the chiclet just fall out of the back? Oh my god. Oh, I always love the crazy moments in these games. Oh no, there she goes. She's escaping! Curse that swan! Oh, hello. Jesus. Is the swan the main suspect? Oh yeah. Like I said, swans, they're posh geese. They're absolute monsters. They look graceful, but fuck, they will fuck you up as well. Where I go for walks at the lake and everything, there's a family of swans and there's a huge gaggle of geese there as well. And those swans and those geese sometimes get into it, and it's like fucking World War III on water. It's crazy. Excuse my little outburst, I briefly lost my composure. You went insane. Most unbecoming behaviour for an English gentlewoman, forgive me. Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. Swear to God, if she tells another pack of lies that we have to pull apart. She's gonna do, isn't she? Oh. It was I who took the professor's life using the curare. As you summarized, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So you planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of the poison would be found in his water because the curare is unheard of here in Japan. Yes, of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water and that would all be over. I would place the steak he had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yeah, a witness that saw them dining together. But people would have just assumed he died of a heart attack and she could have just carried on with that whole story. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter. But the fact that you decided to come over and greet the professor meant that I'd lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. Oh, so he'd already, yeah. So it kept her there. In due course, the professor took a sip of the water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on an innocent man. I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of curare in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Well then. Yes, we need to overcomplicate, exactly. Can't go the easy way. Under your skirt. Just steady on, ouchie. Calm down, boy. So I was right. There were two guns. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. And that's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor, placed where you were sure that I would notice it. What would you have done if he weren't looking? Could you imagine if this was the modern day? He'd have just been on his cell phone. He wouldn't have known. He wouldn't have fucking known. Yeah, pervy in the court. Yeah. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I'd intended. Again, this was all totally unnecessary. They wouldn't have found poison. They'd have just assumed he died from natural causes. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, bang, she shot him. And that's when you shot the professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused the commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assume Nerahado-san, whoever, was the culprit and arrested him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn to the professor around in his chair. Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he'd picked up the gun. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. Misdemeanor? That's a fucking straight up murder. Your Excellency, Yes. I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? Dude, no. She's gonna kill you. I shall call on you. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. So if that's how she names murder, yeah. What did she do now, exactly, yeah. This was just a minor inconvenience, perjury. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san. You just Jedi ghosted the fuck out. It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement. This can't be. Taketsuchi Ouchi does not lose! Not to the likes of this rookie student! Have to lose eventually, dude. You better start getting used to tough opposition. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? Yes? This insult to the Ouchi family name will never be forgotten. I'm changing the family name, therefore. We will be known as Pain. You've become conceited with age, Consul, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. Oh god, he gonna pull the sword? His name is Naruhodo. I understand, or get it in Japanese, and he's a lawyer. That's nice. What does it mean then? 'Cause I don't know. What is Naruhodo then? Why is that what's the joke there? It is the way of the world. May you never forget that. Oh damn! Oh no, dude, his top knot. Come on, that's rude. Oh, it means I understand or I get it now in Japanese? Oh, really? Okay. Oh, right. That's what it means, right? Okay, you actually told me that. I thought you meant you understood or get it, because in Japanese, I thought you meant you were saying that you understand it. Aha. But yeah, the names in this game are really good. I mean, that Sergeant Major, his name was Ayesa Nosa. Ayesa Nosa. Yes sir, no sir. You know, so they do have fun with these names. 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case. Thank you, Your Excellency. The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western idea of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future law of law awaits, but what it will look like I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi. Yes. After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. Destroy them from the inside. I understand, Your Excellency. Ooh, there's another agenda? Yes. Go drink the tea. That's it. In the British Empire. Become one of them. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes? In you I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. It's time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosake Naruhodo, not guilty. Whee! Oh, I like its Sakura petals, look. That's awesome. The cherry blossoms are falling. The court is now adjourned. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. With his help. Ryu! You finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. Ha 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 ha. No, it was a pleasure to watch you work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do any... Thank you so much. Oh, if we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Ah yes, of course. That would be Professor Mikotoba, right? Forgive me for intruding on the court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Speaking of Mikotoba... Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you, after all. Your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably that's when you met Dr. Wilson? Exactly. In those days, we worked together at the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now, besides... It's your turn, Asogi. Hmm? Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all I can. And don't forget the secret mission to drink all the tea. I swear this on the spirit of the Asogi clan. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. What he means is he's written his, boarding ticket information on the scabbard, so he doesn't forget it. And it cuts down anything that gets in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what happened to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Ah yes, they'll probably have to hold a second trial for her now. Or they're just going to let her fucking go. It's not easy to tell you this, but... What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai. What? Shanghai? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country, I'm certain of that. What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Inspector Hosonaga. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today, very impressive to watch. I must but what about all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then who's going to bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear her case somewhere far away, where our voices can't be heard. But why a consular court? I mean, she's a foreign national, so... Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now, that we've signed the Friendship Treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke consular court just like that. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but she doesn't justify our government's making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. But Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt that that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming. And we're the ones driving it. We've already changed Ouchie's hairstyle, so... Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. Sake all around. Yes, but Professor... You're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryo Sake's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. And he's like, let me serve you some drinks then. In that case, might I suggest Le Carnival? No, never eating there again. As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with an ample food and drink. You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Well, let's not worry about the details for now. Honestly, I'm sorry, but your hygiene as well, coughing up blood around my food, no thanks. To the Carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor? Of course, Le Carnival's food is second to none. I mean, is he even a waiter there anymore now that he's done his undercover job? We've nabbed the thief as well, so... I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release. Oh yes, thank you.